How do they like the incumbent senator?
Yeah, if you ask me, there's a common trend of assessment, you know, of these elected officials across the state. First of all, the senators are representing the state as it were, subdivided into the senatorial districts, and to a larger extent, whatever one senator does is supposed to have an impact on the people of the other two senatorial districts in a way, beyond the specifics that benefit a particular senatorial district. So to some extent, a lot of them can be put on the same scale, you know, and assessed together.
Well,
I wouldn't think that they have discharged optimally, you know.
I got to be fair. I did ask you about it, Senator Mike by the Central Senatorial District. So now your personal opinion of Senator Greg Ngaji.
Greg has been 8 years in the Senate, and I think out of the three, he is probably not done as much as would have been expected of him, because the other two senators take the floor of the House once in a while to advocate issues, but we haven't really heard of Greg at all. So
has it been an invisible?
Very many people think he just occupied a number.
Okay, that's the opinion of people. That's not your opinion. Okay. Now, so Honorable Paul Ada seems to be a popular candidate too. But as we all know, popularity doesn't win it in Nigeria.
That's it. Well, visibility has been taken as one of the areas of advantage. Anyone who attempts to launch enough publicity around himself, and probably, you know, some reach out programs which come occasional and so on, is perceived to be, you know, to be popular. So to that extent, the assessment of them will go in that light. But I think that when the chips are down, the people of the Northern Territory are in a best position to give a proper assessment of those who have had the opportunity and those who are yet to have the opportunity.
Let me just say one quick message here. Come in. I have a message saying, I did ask you about Senator Jamaica and now about Senator Ngaji, but I didn't ask Honorable Nerio what his opinion is of Senator Basi Wahenshaw. Honorable, you want to take that? What's your opinion?
Well,
personal opinion.
My personal opinion about Senator Basi Henshaw is that he has tried fair, you know, to represent the people of the Southern Senatorial District and the entire crossing of state. Like we said before, I may not want to derail to the issue of Akasi, but let me just say this, because
so you can't help yourself. Okay.
I could remember when we were articulating and agitating for the issue of Akasi at the National Assembly. He was behind the people of Akasi. He spoke largely in the Senate and he supported the issue. You know, to that extent, some of us feel that they tried. But then, there are other areas that we feel that he has not done very, very well, you know. And to that extent, I think if he is given another chance, he might want to reverse the trend.
So if you had a way, if you were the one to go, would you give him another chance?
Well, I cannot decide for now to say I will give him a chance.
For you too?
Yes.
That's very political.
I can't decide that now because there are other things that we have to consider, you know, not just that alone.
Okay, let's take just one more email. Esther writing in from Canada says, gentlemen, great show. When are you going to, when are you going to have the presidential candidate, especially IDB? I have some questions for him. You know, so I'll answer that. We hope to have the candidate, you know, Senate, House of Reps, and the presidential candidate. We just we have not booked any of them yet, but we hope to have them on. Not just IBB. We also hope to have Jonathan, the incumbent president, Jonathan. We also have to have Bukola Saraki, who is also a candidate. We also want to have Abubakar Atiku. Atiku has been putting up posters and jingles. And then Ribadu also, the former EFCC chieftain. So we hope to have them on, just like we hope to move the show from Calabar, from Cross River State to other part of the country, so that you have a chance to see political leaders and know more about them and get to ask them questions that we may not ask from this end. So gentlemen, final words from you as we round up. Let's start from you in this one. General look at the Senate races in Cross River State. Is that a good sign or a bad sign?
Well,
general comment.
Yeah, it's a good sign. It's a good sign that a number of people have taken interest in the races, across the 3 senatorial districts. I'd like to say one thing that has gained prominence and is quite topical in the political debates lately is the issue of zoning. Zoning before now had been seen as one instrument of social justice and equity and so on. So a lot of communities, a lot of areas crave for it, especially those who have not had an opportunity.
Will that be a factor in the Senate races?
No, definitely it's going to be. It's going to be one of the factors in the races. Not just Senate, every other race. Because just like those who have access to these opportunities, and especially making one term, second term, and desiring a third term. Other areas that are not from the area of representation are likely to desire to have a shot at it.
Okay.
The only defense is to perform overwhelmingly, and so far we haven't seen any example.
Well, Honorable Eneyo, you have been a political foot soldier. I mean, you've been in the community day in and day out. Do you think the elections at the Senate level in Cross River State will be fair and free?
Well, at the level of party,
yes,
I think it will be fair. It will be fair.
What will make it different this time compared to what used to happen in the past? It's not complaining in the past.
Now there is internal democracy in the party. So with the internal democracy, people feel that they have that sense of belonging because they can take decisions. Unlike before, when one man would just carry the material and run away to go and take, return the candidate that he wants, and after having spent so much money. But before we go, I think I want to say one thing, and that is there is need for civil society to rise to the occasion. They must be proactive in this issue because we need them to work hard in various communities, like what is happening in the Western state. They have to work, talk to people.
The Western state of Nigeria.
Yes, okay. The orientation, serious orientation and enlightenment among the electorates, so that people will know that they don't need to go to vote because of having been given money to do that. That they should vote for a candidate that they feel will be able to deliver the goal.
Okay, gentlemen, thank you. And this one and Eneyo. That's where we'll end it today. My name is Eyo Bong. I've been your host, and we'll do this again. It's Politics One-on-One, the show that helps the Nigerian people and Nigerian diaspora to know more about their politicians and political issues of public interest. Join us again next time.